Carnivorous plants.
Carnivorous plants are predatory flowering plants that kill animals in order to derive nutrition from their bodies. They are found in hot, humid climates where the soil is very boggy and does not contain the nutrients the plants need to survive. They share three attributes that operate together and separate them from other plants. They capture and kill prey. They're adapted to facilitate digestion of prey. And they derive a significant benefit from nutrients absorbed from their prey. To put it in more understandable terms, carnivorous plants eat things like insects, spiders, lizards, mice, rats, and other small vertebrates. Carnivorous plants pull off this trick using an ingenious structural adaptation, specialized leaves that act as traps. Many traps lure prey with bright colors and extrafloral nectaries, guide hairs, and/or leaf extensions. Once caught and killed, the prey is digested by the plant and/or partner organisms. The plant then absorbs the nutrients from the corpse. Most carnivorous plants will grow without consuming prey, but they grow much faster and reproduce much better with nutrients derived from prey. Today I'm going to show you some of the most common species of carnivorous plants, starting with the greatest and most infamous of them all. Animals don't eat it. It eats animals. And there is one right here. Watch. This is Dionaea muscipula, the Venus flytrap. It shapes its traps from the ends of its leaves. One or two hairs on the surface act as triggers. Here comes a meal. Touch the hair and the trap is sprung. There's now no escape. The beetle's struggles stimulate the plant to close the trap even more tightly. It now produces digestive acids from glands on the inner surface of the leaf, which first kill and then dissolve its victim's body. The Venus's flytrap is native to the subtropical wetlands of Carolina in the United States. Growing in the same Carolina swamp, there's another carnivorous plant. These are Sarracenia, commonly known as trumpet pitchers. They, like the Venus flytrap, find so little nutrients in this impoverished, waterlogged soil that they supplement it with the bodies of animals. Their traps are also formed from leaves, but leaves that have been folded lengthways to make a vertical tube that fills with water. These spectacular trumpets look like flowers, but of course they are not. Though in a sense this bright yellow top serves the same purpose as a petal. It's an advertisement of a delicious reward, and the reward itself is under here. Sweet nectar, but if an insect comes to collect it and strays into the mouth of the trumpet, then it's doomed. The inside of the throat of the trumpet is covered with microscopic downward pointing spines. As long as it stays on the rim, the ant is alright. But if it strays off it, it falls into a pond of water and drowns. The tiny corpse dissolves and the Sarracenia absorbs the resulting soup. And where one ant goes, others are likely to follow. The marsh pitcher attracts other animals too. This green tree frog may be hoping to eat some of the insects before the pitcher does, but if it loses its footing, the plant will eat it as well. Another interesting type of carnivorous plant is Drosera, or more simply, the sundew. The leaves are covered in tentacles tipped with droplets of what appears to be morning dew. These droplets give the plant its name, the sundew. They are sweet-smelling and attractive to other insects, and they are also extremely sticky. Mosquitoes emerge in huge numbers from the boggy water in which the plant lives in, and when they hatch, the sundews are ready. The Drosera's tentacles are living flypaper. Struggling only makes matters worse. With each contact, the plant tightens its grip. As more and more tentacles wrap around the plant's prey, the droplets spread across its body. Eventually, the insect drowns and is smothered in the sticky liquid. Digestive enzymes break down the body into a nitrogen-rich meal which is absorbed by the plant. The last carnivorous plant I'm going to talk about today is called Nepenthes. A common nickname for the plant is monkey cups because monkeys have been spotted drinking water out of them. The headquarters of the pitcher plant are in Southeast Asia. There are 76 different species of Nepenthes, 30 of which grow only on the island of Borneo. They include the tallest growing of them all, a truly spectacular plant appropriately called Nepenthes burkerii. That grows only in the mountains of Kinabalu, so it's lucky I have one right behind me. This plant is quite obviously only a baby, but the typical vine can grow up to 15 meters in length, and the average adult pitcher is much, much bigger. This big boy contains around 1.5 liters of digestive juices. It's so big that it catches not just insects, but even rodents as big as a rat, and one was recorded that it had in it the body of a drowned bat. So if ever there was a carnivore among plants, this is it. The traps of this Asian species of pitcher plant are once again modified leaves, but they are not simply folded into a tube. The process is more complex. A shoot appears that looks just the same as those that turn into normal leaves. Over a period of several days, flanges develop near the end and open out to form the blade of a leaf. But then the tip of the midrib continues to grow. Once it touches the ground, it begins to inflate. The lid opens to expose the plant's lethal pond. Some of the bigger species may produce half a dozen or so of these huge, elegant traps. The shape and placing of the pitchers vary from species to species, but in their essentials, they are all the same. They attract the prey with nectar. They have slippery sides so that many of their visitors tumble into them, and the fluid within contains juices which actively dissolve the bodies. Carnivorous plants are very interesting, and you can grow them yourself like I do here in Roselle. Some tips to remember are: they like a sunny outdoor position. They will survive only if they are in peat moss or sphagnum moss. No potting mix or fertilizer whatsoever. And let them catch their own prey because they prefer the thrill of the chase.